I was younger, I was pretty friggin' nerdy.
Yeah.
With the comics, going to the comic books.
It's no secret that the whole world loves Keanu Reeves. Whether he's fighting off assassins as John Wick or bending reality in The Matrix, he has become one of the most iconic and respected figures in Hollywood history. But despite being a global superstar with a massive fortune of over $380 million, Keanu famously chooses to live a life that looks nothing like your typical celebrity. Instead of flaunting luxury cars and designer clothes, he's often spotted riding the subway, wearing a $30 jacket, and quietly giving away millions to charity. He has the money to buy almost anything on earth, yet he chooses the simple life. So, why does one of the richest actors in the world live like he's on a budget? And what is the real reason behind his legendary humility? Join us as we go inside the fascinating, low-key world of Keanu Reeves. Why Keanu Reeves really lives like he's poor. A story of heartbreak. Keanu Reeves has been a staple of our screens since he first burst onto the scene in 1986. Back then, he was Matt, the stoner with a hidden heart in the gritty drama River's Edge. It was a performance that hinted at a much deeper soul beneath the surface, and it wasn't long before he followed it up by starring in some of the biggest summer blockbusters of all time. From the adventures of the Bill and Ted franchise to the high-octane reality-bending worlds of The Matrix and John Wick, Reeves has created some of the most beloved moments in cinema history. But he isn't just a one-trick pony. This is a man who routinely slays in critically acclaimed indie gems, pops up for hilarious cameos that break the internet, and even maintains a musical career with his band, Dogstar. Yet, regardless of this towering success, it appears as though fame hasn't changed him one bit. As far as the internet is concerned, Keanu is one of the nicest celebrities in the world. He isn't just an accomplished actor, he genuinely seems like a really good person who has managed to stay happy despite the chaos of Hollywood. His random acts of kindness have become the stuff of legend. We hear stories of him secretly donating massive sums of money to children's hospitals without ever asking for a headline. We see him making waves for simply treating women with respect when he takes photos, practicing his famous hover hand to ensure everyone feels comfortable. And who could forget the time he was caught on camera giving up his seat on a crowded New York City subway to a woman with a heavy bag? That video, filmed on a Brooklyn-bound Q Express train in 2015, was one of the first times his gracious nature truly went viral. But while Keanu might be the ultimate nice guy, few people realize that his legendary humility was forged in the fire of an event that changed the trajectory of his life forever. Behind the smiles and the quiet generosity lies a story of immense heartbreak that started in the late 90s. In 1999, Keanu was on top of the world. The Matrix had just been released, becoming a critical and commercial success that redefined sci-fi. But while the world was celebrating Neo, Keanu was facing a private nightmare. He and his girlfriend, Jennifer Syme, were expecting their first child. Tragically, their daughter Ava was stillborn. The couple, who had fallen instantly in love after meeting at a party a year prior, found that the grief was too heavy to carry together. The toll of the loss led them to split just several weeks later. The tragedy didn't end there. 2 years after their breakup, Jennifer was leaving a party in Los Angeles when she was involved in a horrific car accident. She sideswiped 3 parked cars and rolled her vehicle, a crash that claimed her life instantly. At the time, she was reportedly being treated for depression. Keanu, who was scheduled to begin shooting back-to-back Matrix sequels, was forced to take time off to process the soul-crushing news. To make matters even more difficult, his sister, Kim, was battling cancer during this same period. In the decades since, Keanu has rarely spoken about the tragedy and hasn't been publicly linked to another partner for a very long time. However, fans of the John Wick films often see a haunting parallel between his character and his real-life experience. Just like Keanu, John Wick is a man defined by the mourning of a lost love. Keanu once told The Guardian that he brought his own experience with hardship to the role, stating that he loved the character's grief. He explained that, for him, grief and loss are things that never truly go away. They stay with you, a warm fire of the person you still love. This wasn't the first time Keanu had to say goodbye to someone he held dear. In 1993, his best friend and fellow actor, River Phoenix, died of a drug overdose at the age of 23. They had bonded on the set of I Love You to Death and shared a special friendship, both navigating the high-profile world of fame at a young age. At the time of Rivers' death, Keanu was filming Speed with Sandra Bullock. She later remarked that while Keanu doesn't let on about it, he hides a great pain behind his quiet exterior. That pain actually stretches back even further into a childhood that was anything but stable. Born in Lebanon, Keanu's father walked out on the family when he was only 3 years old. His single mother was forced to move the family constantly, hopping between Hawaii, New York, Canada, and even Australia. Keanu attended 4 different high schools before eventually dropping out at 17. The last time he ever saw his father was at the age of 13. He recalled a final evening sitting on a veranda under a dark sky where almost nothing was said. After that, there were no calls and no letters for over a decade. Despite this mountain of significant tragedy, Keanu Reeves hasn't gone down the dark path we see so many celebrities wander. He didn't become bitter or cynical. Instead, his hardships seem to have made him kinder. And he isn't kind in a showy, PR-friendly way. He's kind in the most low-key way possible. We don't find out about his heart from flashy interviews. We find out from random workers on movie sets and deep Reddit threads where people share stories of a man who treats the crew with as much respect as the director. He has the money to buy anything, yet he chooses the simple life. He has the fame to be untouchable, yet he rides the subway like everyone else. Keanu Reeves is a reminder that you can walk through the darkest valleys and come out the other side with your heart still open. He doesn't just play a hero on screen. He lives like one by simply being human. In a world that often feels cold, Keanu chooses to keep the fire of his experiences warm, using his past not as an excuse to hide, but as a reason to be the nicest guy in the room. Keanu's choice to remain kind is visible in every small moment, from how he treats strangers to how he carries himself in a crowd. This grounded nature has turned him into more than just a movie star. He has become a symbol of how to handle fame with grace. From hover hands to subway rides, how Keanu Reeves stays grounded despite the fame. In June 2019, fans on Twitter noticed something truly special about the way Keanu Reeves interacts with the public. It turns out that when he's posing for photos with women, he doesn't actually touch or hold them. Instead, he hovers his hands behind their backs, making a conscious effort not to invade their personal space. This endearing habit quickly went viral, and the internet couldn't get enough of it. People started calling him a respectful king, praising him for being incredibly considerate and mindful of boundaries in a way few celebrities are. That same month, Keanu took the stage at the E3 convention, and the result was one of the most heartwarming moments in internet history. As he walked out to a roaring crowd, a fan yelled out at the top of his lungs, "You're breathtaking!" Without missing a beat, Keanu pointed right back at the audience and said, "You're breathtaking! You're all breathtaking!" It was a spontaneous, genuine moment that exploded online, sparking countless memes and reminding everyone why this man is so universally loved. But the breathtaking saga didn't stop there. Just a month later, while filming the third Bill and Ted movie, Keanu spotted a handmade sign on a front lawn that featured those very words. According to screenwriter Ed Solomon, Keanu actually jumped out of his car on the way to the set just to autograph it. He knelt down in the grass and wrote, "You're breathtaking," right under the fan's message, leaving behind a memory that family would cherish forever. For Keanu, these moments of connection are about more than just being nice. They are tied to a deep sense of purpose. Given the heavy tragedies he has carried throughout his life, entering a movie set provides a much-needed distraction. He once shared that moving from one film set to another has been a vital part of helping him overcome the more painful chapters of his past. To Keanu, every new crew feels like a new family, and he feels fortunate to have a job that gives him so much satisfaction and structure. Despite being one of the most recognizable faces on the planet, he has never let the fame get to his head. He purposefully keeps his distance from the glitz and the gossip, choosing not to live his life based on what people write or say about him. His focus remains entirely on the craft of acting, which has given him a reason to keep moving forward when things get tough. He admits that he isn't the loner the public often imagines him to be based on paparazzi photos. He simply values his privacy and chooses to keep a small, tight-knit circle of friends. You'll still see him walking through airports or riding the subway because he isn't afraid to be out in public living a normal life. Whether he's getting emotional on the red carpet while speaking about a late co-star like Lance Reddick or taking the time to sign a sign on a random lawn, Keanu Reeves remains a class act. He is a man who has lost so much yet continues to give so much back, proving that the most powerful thing you can be in this world is kind. He doesn't just play a hero. He lives like one breathtaking moment at a time. This habit of putting others first isn't just for the cameras. It's a way of life that shows up whether he's on a movie set or just trying to get home. The ultimate listener. How Keanu Reeves treats everyone, from co-stars to strangers like family. One quick search for this dedicated actor will show you countless articles, videos, memes, and even songs celebrating Reeves as a truly generous soul. It seems the more we look into his life, the more we find that his kindness isn't just a series of one-off events, but a consistent way of moving through the world. For example, one famous video shows Keanu at an airport, surrounded by a never-ending line of fans. They're all cackling and elbowing each other just to get a selfie. Now, most people would dread walking off a long flight, only to face a crowd, especially a superstar who probably just wants to go home and relax. But Keanu doesn't pull his hat down and rush away. Instead, he seems to relish the opportunity to make someone's day. This same genuine spirit shows up in the most unexpected places. In another viral clip, the John Wick star is seen simply hanging out with a homeless man on the street. They're sharing a few drinks and swapping a story or two, and the most striking thing is that Keanu isn't in a rush. He doesn't look like he's looking for the exit or checking his watch. He appears to be genuinely enjoying the man's company. It's this total lack of ego that makes him so magnetic to fans of all ages. Take the story of a young fan that went viral back in May 2019. A writer named James Dator shared a memory of working at a movie theater as a teenager when Keanu walked in. James tried to get an autograph but failed, feeling like he'd missed his chance. But just 2 minutes later, there was a knock on the box office door. It wasn't the manager, it was Keanu. He told the stunned teenager, "I realized you probably wanted my autograph, so I signed this." He handed over a concessions receipt he'd signed on the back, then casually tossed an ice cream cone he didn't even want into the trash and went to see his movie. He had bought the food just to get a piece of paper to sign for a kid he didn't even know. Even when things go wrong, Keanu's first instinct is to take care of those around him. In March 2019, a flight he was on was forced to make an emergency landing in Bakersfield. Instead of calling a private car and disappearing, Keanu stuck around. He posed for photos with his fellow stranded passengers and even helped organize a van to get everyone to their final destination of San Francisco. During the long drive, he acted as a makeshift tour guide, regaling everyone with fun facts about California and playing country music from his phone to keep the mood light. That legendary commitment also carries over into his work, where he's known to go the extra mile, literally. While meeting with Pixar producers for Toy Story 4, Keanu wanted to get a real feel for his character, the daredevil toy, Duke Kaboom. Right in the middle of a lunch meeting in the studio atrium, he climbed up on a table and started striking action poses. The executives were stunned, but they knew right then and there that they had found their Duke. But perhaps the most telling stories come from those who know him best, like Sandra Bullock. While filming Speed, she happened to mention that she had never tried champagne or truffles. A few days later, Keanu pulled up to her house on his motorcycle with flowers, champagne, and truffles in hand, simply saying he thought she might want to see what they were like. Sandra realized that Keanu is the ultimate listener. She described how she would jibber-jabber to fill the silence, and while he would stay quiet, he was actually absorbing every word. Days later, he would show up with a note or a gift, proving that he hadn't just heard her, he had truly been paying attention. It's that rare ability to listen and care that makes Keanu Reeves more than just a movie star. It makes him a legend. How Keanu Reeves secretly spends his millions. Behind the scenes of his massive blockbusters, Keanu Reeves has been quietly funding a revolution of kindness that most people will never even see. For years, he's been donating huge sums of money to children's hospitals and cancer research, but he does it with a twist, That's pure Keanu? He actually runs a private charitable foundation that aims to help sick kids, yet his name isn't attached to the organization at all. He told Ladies' Home Journal back in 2009 that he's had this foundation running for over half a decade, but he prefers to stay in the shadows, simply letting the foundation do its work without the need for a thank you from the public. It's that level of humility that keeps him grounded while other stars are busy chasing the spotlight. This lack of ego is exactly why he doesn't take himself too seriously, even as a world-famous actor. Whether he's voicing a daredevil toy in Toy Story 4 or playing a hilariously exaggerated, high-maintenance version of himself in the Netflix hit Always Be My Maybe, Keanu isn't afraid to have a little fun at his own expense. When he was told in 2019 that the entire world had dubbed him the internet's boyfriend, he didn't lean into the hype. Instead, he called the status wacky and immediately shifted the praise to his co-stars, Ali Wong and Randall Park. He seems to have a unique perspective on life and death that stops people in their tracks. Like the time Stephen Colbert asked him what he thinks happens when we die. Keanu's honest, simple answer, "I know that the ones who love us will miss us," went viral because it was so profoundly human. That deep respect for people extends to every single person on a movie set, especially the ones doing the heavy lifting. During the filming of John Wick 3, Keanu was so impressed by the skills of martial artists Saisep, Arif Rahman, and Yahya Ruhian that he made a shocking move. After they repeatedly knocked him down and helped him back up during rehearsals, Keanu actually refused to let their characters be killed off by John Wick in the movie. He wanted to honor their talent by letting them survive the scene. It's the same selfless energy he brought to the Matrix sequels, where he famously took a massive pay cut just so there would be more money in the budget for the costume and special effects departments to shine. He's been doing this for decades, choosing the project and the people over the paycheck every single time. Back in 1997, when he found out the production for The Devil's Advocate couldn't afford to hire the legendary Al Pacino, Keanu didn't hesitate. He took another sizable pay cut just to make sure he could work alongside the icon. And his generosity towards stuntmen is legendary. On the set of the original Matrix, he gifted a dozen stuntmen with their own Harley-Davidson motorcycles as a thank you for helping him make the film. He didn't just want to be the star, he wanted the guys who took the hits for him to feel like they were part of the success. Even at the John Wick 4 premiere, Keanu proved he's still the most epic guy in Hollywood. Reports surfaced that he paid for a private jet, luxury hotel rooms, and premiere tickets for his entire inner circle, from his personal trainers and agents to his hair and makeup team. Chad Stahelski, who went from being Keanu's stunt double to his director, confirmed that Keanu makes sure the people who helped him get to the top are right there in the front row with him. When asked about the gesture, Keanu simply said, "It's great to be able to share our experiences and lives together." At the end of the day, Keanu Reeves doesn't live like a celebrity because he doesn't see himself as one. He sees himself as a friend, a coworker, and a man who knows that wealth is only worth something when you're using it to lift others up. This desire to lift others up is most visible when Keanu is out in the real world. He doesn't just share his success with his coworkers, he gives his time and attention to every person he meets, making sure they feel seen. More than an autograph, the heartwarming way Keanu Reeves connects with the public. If you ever needed more proof that Keanu Reeves is a class act, look no further than a busy baggage claim in New York. TV producer Andrew Kimmel recently shared a story that perfectly captures why the world is so obsessed with this man. After a long international flight from London, a young boy approached Keanu and started firing off a series of rapid-fire questions. Now, most people would be exhausted and looking for the nearest exit, but Keanu happily stood there and responded to every single one with genuine enthusiasm. It gets even better, though. According to Kimmel, once the young fan finally started running out of things to ask, Keanu didn't just walk away. Instead, he turned the tables and started grilling the boy with his own questions, turning a simple autograph request into a real conversation. Kimmel noted that little moments like these make a massive difference in people's lives, and honestly, he's right. The world definitely needs more Keanus. But his humility doesn't just stop at being friendly with fans. It's baked into how he treats everyone, even when he's the guest of honor. Back in 2014, Keanu showed up to the wrap party for his film, Daughter of God. Because of a mix-up at the door, the bouncer didn't recognize him, and Keanu ended up waiting patiently in the rain for 20 minutes. Most Hollywood A-listers would have pulled the "Do you know who I am" card within seconds, but Keanu just stood there in the drizzle. The owner of the club was later horrified to find out the star of the movie was stuck outside, but Keanu didn't care. He's just that relaxed. This team player attitude is exactly what makes him a legend on movie sets today. While filming John Wick 4, people were stunned to see the leading man himself pitching in to help the crew carry heavy equipment up a long flight of stairs. He didn't see himself as a superstar who was above the manual labor. He saw himself as just another member of the team trying to get the job done. It's that lack of ego that makes every crew member who works with him want to go the extra mile in return. And the stories of his kindness aren't just limited to film sets or airports. Sometimes they happen on the side of a lonely highway. One of the most famous unverified stories from the depths of Reddit tells of a woman whose car had broken down, leaving her stranded. Suddenly, a Porsche pulls up, and out steps none other than Keanu Reeves. He didn't just stop to say hello, he actually tried to help her jumpstart the car himself. When that didn't work, he called for a tow truck and stayed with her until it arrived. But he went even further than that. He offered to drive her home, and even though her house was about 50 miles out of his way, he didn't hesitate. He drove her all the way back, acting as a total gentleman the entire time. Before he left, he even gave her his phone number and told her to call him if she needed any more help. It sounds like a scene straight out of a movie, but for Keanu, it's just another Tuesday. From sharing his wealth with stunt crews to standing in the rain at his own party, Keanu Reeves has proven time and again that he lives by a different set of rules. He has all the money and fame anyone could ever want, yet he chooses to spend his time carrying equipment, riding the subway, and making sure a kid at an airport feels like the most important person in the room. He is the ultimate reminder that no matter how high you climb, you never lose anything by staying grounded. In the end, Keanu isn't just a movie star, he's a masterclass in how to be a decent human being. From collaborators to soulmates inside the quiet, grounded world of Keanu and Alexandra. While Keanu Reeves has navigated a lifetime of public heartbreak and private sorrow, his modern love life has finally found a beautiful, grounded rhythm. These days, the man the world calls the internet's boyfriend is officially off the market, even if he hasn't actually walked down the aisle. Currently, Keanu isn't married and never has been, at least in the legal sense. But if you were to ask his longtime friend and co-star, Winona Ryder, she might tell you a different story. The Winona situation is one of those classic Hollywood tales that fans just can't get enough of. Back in 1992, while filming Dracula, director Francis Ford Coppola used a real Romanian priest for their on-screen wedding scene. According to Winona, they did the whole ceremony from start to finish, which she jokes makes them married under the eyes of God. Keanu has leaned into the bit too, revealing that they still text each other "Hello husband" and "Hello wife" on their birthdays. It's a charming piece of movie trivia, but in the real world, Keanu's heart belongs to someone else entirely. Since 2019, Keanu has been happily dating artist Alexandra Grant. The two were friends and collaborators for years before things turned romantic. She even illustrated his books Ode to Happiness and Shadows. But despite their long-term stability, the rumor mill never stopped spinning. In September 2025, the internet went into a total meltdown with claims that the couple had secretly tied the knot in a private European ceremony. Alexandra, ever the straight shooter, finally took to Instagram to clear the air. She posted a photo of the two of them sharing a sweet, goofy kiss and explicitly told her followers, "We didn't get married." She explained that while she appreciates the well wishes, she just wanted the truth out there to stop the endless congratulations texts. Keanu backed her up a month later at the premiere of his film, Good Fortune, telling reporters that while the sentiment was nice, They were just happy living their reality without the need for a certificate. By March 2026, Alexandra was still fielding questions about the wedding that wasn't. She told people that her goal was simply to wash away the grease of fake news so they could get back to their quiet, supportive life together. And quiet it is. While Keanu is out fighting bad guys on screen, Alexandra is by his side, traveling with him to locations or visiting him on set. Sources close to the couple say this is the most positive relationship Keanu has ever been in. Alexandra is described as sweet, caring, and funny. A woman who has her own thriving career but is fiercely supportive of hers. They live together, host dinners for friends, and generally stay far away from the typical Hollywood drama. After everything he's been through, it seems the legendary actor has finally found his enough in a partnership that doesn't need a flashy ceremony to be real. Do you think Keanu Reeves is a sweet person? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.